Okay, hello everyone. I'm so excited you guys are here tonight. We have a few announcements that Sammy and I want to share. First off, of course, Summit's coming up, you guys. And if you guys can't make it to Summit, we understand. But the Platinum Edge event, which is in Dallas, Texas, I think it's November 13th through 15th this year. I think those are the dates. Don't hold me to it. We'll share in the team pages. But that is an amazing event. I've gone twice already, and I'm definitely going to go this year. It's a little less expensive than Summit, and it's in November. You know, you have almost 6 months for you guys to plan. Highly, highly, highly recommend going. So I want to chat with you guys about that. I will say that, you know, the free 5-day groups that we do, everyone, that idea came from the Platinum Edge. And I will say, you know, it's transformed my business, the 2 events, and I highly recommend it. And I know Sammy just said, I told her about it, and she's like, I'll go. That's what we want. It's a business expense, you guys. It's a write-off. So let's be real, like, why not go and get this training? It's from all the top coaches in the company. So highly recommend. We will get you the exact dates. Second announcement, the sneak peek week is ending tonight. Remember, encourage your coaches that are interested in signing up, you know, they aren't coaches yet, to sign up by the end of the day tonight. But if they don't, let them know that the door is always open for them and that, you know, we aren't done with them if they say no tonight, okay? Make sure that they know that and you communicate that with them. Just saying, hey guys, like, you know, the sneak peek group's ending, but that doesn't mean you can't sign up. We are here when you are ready, and we're ready to help you. So, and I always reiterate, you know, our group's starting July 6th, and I will say that until I'm blue in the face, telling people that it starts July 6th, because sometimes people just need to hear it and like let it sink in. So if you tell someone it once, that doesn't mean it's going to sink in. So don't be afraid to be sharing about that. Sammy, do you have any announcements?
The only thing that I want to say is I actually want to shout out Sarah Gregory because she signed a coach today.
Woo!
Go, Sarah.
From the sneak peek?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so exciting.
Beyond proud.
Yay, so happy for you. So other than that, I have no more announcements. So Sarah, if you want to dive in. I'm sorry, Sammy. My name's Sarah.
Yeah, my name, please. Okay.
You said Sarah.
So our call today is about common mistakes. Well, not even common mistakes necessarily, although I guess they do tend to be common, but just mistakes that Sarah and I have made and that we've learned from as we've developed into slightly more seasoned coaches. I'm looking down because I have a list. So we've mentioned it before, but, you know, I talk about rushing relationships. That's really number one. But what I did that was wrong is someone would say, oh, hi, what is it that you're doing? And I'd be like, well, I'm doing Beachbody and it's $140 and you can sign up today and it's going to be great. And that is big mistake number one. Do not lead with product. Do not lead with pricing. You really need to build rapport and a relationship before you can make a recommendation of a product or anything like that. And, you know, you can look back to our past video about ways to invite and build your network. And then the other thing, which you guys, you know, now we have the sneak peek week. We're talking about building teams. Obviously, Sarah and I have teams now. I made the mistake of chasing my coaches. So, you know, they're not showing up on calls. They're not, you know, inviting, doing things like that. And I would text and do things until I'm blue in the face, basically wasting my time because I realized that I can't want it for other people. And especially when your team is just like you and 2 other people, that's really hard for you to take in because you want them to be good so bad, you know, that you want them to perform because your team is so small. But you can't do that. And I actually learned that from watching a video that Melanie Mitro did. She's our number 1 coach. I hope you know that. But basically she said she sends every coach, regardless of if they're a discount coach or a regular coach, a welcome email. And she, you know, has the steps of what they have to do. And then it is up to them to respond to that email. And if they do not, she does not chase them. And that's it. And it will get to a point where you're going to have a team that's big enough that, you know, you can't waste your time. You want to give your time to the people that are pushing forward. And that's why, honestly, like, you know, Kristen and Sarah, they're here on my team. Like, you guys know, like, you guys want to hop on a call, I'm there. I'm not going to waste my time on someone who's texting me about how they're gaining so much weight, but they're not doing any of the programs and they're not, you know, drinking Shakeology. They're not following a meal plan. Cause that's just a waste of my time, unfortunately. Then another thing, which I would actually love to bring up on this call, is the idea that I had to do everything by myself. Just creating the challenge groups and, running my team, things like that. Yes, it's my team, but honestly, I think the best decision that I have ever made was making, Sarah my success partner, because honestly, we've been success partners for 2 weeks. I don't even know. Literally game changer. Now we're running sneak peeks together. We're doing team calls together. We literally scheduled the entire next month when we're both running challenge groups, free groups, the sneak peek group. We're doing coach training together. So that takes half of the weight off of me, which is amazing. Then we're accountable to each other. We just talk, we talk about everything, how we're doing, what we're learning in personal development, mistakes that we're making, because you're going to be making mistakes every single week. Do not think that because we've been coaches a little bit longer, we do not make mistakes. We are failing forward every single week, and we talk about it. And we, that's the best part. Two minds saying, what have you learned? Okay, well, I learned this, and then I learned that. Great. How can we both use that to move our teams forward? And, one of the coolest things about this opportunity, my boyfriend said yesterday, actually, as we were watching the opportunity call, he was like, wait, you guys haven't met? And I was like, yeah, we haven't. And Sarah's one of my best friends. And I honestly talk to Sarah more than I talk to my boyfriend. We are texting constantly. It's like, okay, well, I'm up doing a power hour. Well, I'm up doing a power hour. And we push each other. And that's such the coolest thing about Beachbody. You're touching lives and making relationships all over this country and Canada, and the potential for that is just insane. So, it just kind of brought me back down to earth, just realizing what this opportunity is ultimately. And I also realized in the beginning when I started coaching, this was the whole main point that I actually wanted to make. This business is the most reflective business of any. What does that mean? That means that my downline and my challengers, all of that, are a reflection of me. So when I was going through a bad time and I wasn't doing my programs and I wasn't drinking Shakeology and I wasn't being a very good coach, how do I have the balls, frankly, to be do Turbo Fire, drink Shakeology, I gained 20 pounds. No, it's not going to work. I'm not doing personal development. You guys should do personal development. It's just, maybe they don't know, but just the way that you're posturing people, the way that you're coming off to people, your belief in yourself and what you're doing, that comes across to people. So you need, number one thing I can tell you is be the coach that you want in your downline. You should want to clone yourself and be the person that you want representing your team. So I do personal development every single day. I will put personal development, I will tell you, before inviting. I think it is more important, because if you're inviting and you're not working on yourself, your invites aren't going to land. You're not going to be making good connections. You're not going to believe in what you're talking about. You're going to maybe be insecure. That's how I was. Number one, if you only have 10 minutes a day, do the personal development. And then other than that, I believe that there are 4 vital behaviors. And, as I said, personal development, I put number 1. And I don't actually even like saying be a product of the product, because it sounds I don't know, leading with product. But I wrote down, find a program that you love and let that and Shakeology just change your life. And then that's going to be reflected in your posts and stuff. People know my Shakeology story, my hair growing back. I have an autoimmune disease. I'm posting about that, and I have tears streaming down my face. I mean, it doesn't have to be as, crazy for you, but whatever it is, people are going to see what you're posting. So if you're not believing in what you're doing, people are going to sense that, and they're not going to want to join you. And then, 3, build your network. As I said, you can watch our last video. And then my 4th vital behavior, which I learned from doing personal development. Another coach said, your 4th vital behavior is sharing, because it's not just enough to do the personal development, do, the workout programs, building your network. You have to actually put something for them to see. And that has to be consistent. And that was another mistake I made. I wasn't being consistent, and I was all over the place. And that's another thing. I don't want to take up too much more time. I'll just say one more thing. So, and the other thing I did is, which I kind of mentioned on the last call, I was throwing too wide a net. I was like, you guys, fitness, I'm doing turbo fire, it's awesome. And like, who am I targeting? Everyone. And like, yeah, it's a really saturated market. Every company, every coach, every grimy person here and there, you're just hashtagging fitness, weight loss, and you're doing a generic post. It's not going to resonate with people. You need to find out who you are or know who you are. Like for me, I will say it again and again and again. Disney, Broadway, alopecia areata. I have, whatever other issues, things that I'm into. I'm obsessed with Victoria's Secret. Like I own so much, like the pink workout collection. It's actually disgusting, but I can talk about that all day long. So instead, what if I'm like, oh, look at these amazing pink yoga pants that I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And that's going to start a conversation. So I'm targeting a portion of that saturated market, not the entire thing. So those are my mistakes.
Awesome. No, I love it. You gave me some things that I actually want to touch upon too. So Sammy hasn't been as a coach as long as I have been a coach. And I find that I signed up right when, I'm going to spotlight. I've been a coach as long as Iron Edge has been around, our upline team. So I find that, I was stumbling my way in the beginning because we didn't have coach trainings or anything. So I literally, Carly would text me, hey girl, try this today. And I was like, okay, let's try it. And I was actually her assistant. So I would be training all her brand new coaches. So from the beginning, in my head, I just knew, I need to get to Emerald rank. So once I got to Emerald rank, this is one of my first mistakes. I was on fire to get to Diamond. In, I don't know, 5 months. I literally pushed it was nobody's business to get there. And I remember the day I got to Diamond, I thought it would be the greatest day of my life. And I was sitting in a hospital bed because I was so stressed out and so sick over it because I worked so hard because I thought my worth was defined by my rank. Okay. Let my mistake in my hospital visit with my mom that night be my lesson, okay? So I want to tell you guys, your worth as a coach does not define you. Your rank does not define you. What you care about people is what defines you. Not what you know, not if you've done Coach Basics, but your ability to care for others is what's going to define you as a coach and make you a good coach. So if you care for people and that's your number one, you are a great coach. And I want you guys to say that to yourself every day. Because I know when I have a bad day, Seema and I actually had a bad day yesterday, but we made sure we didn't let it take over our day today. And when I'm having a bad day, I like to think, well, what am I doing right? So I want you guys to think, what are you doing right, okay? So let's chat about my mistakes as a coach and how I've learned from them. And so how you guys can just propel up the success ladder faster than we did. That's our whole goal, you guys. Help you guys be more successful than we've been. So first, I thought my success was dependent on my rank and my team. So once I got to Diamond, I was like, cool, I'm here. Now it's my team's job to move as fast as I did to get for me to get to Star Diamond. Wrong. So I sat at Diamond for so long because I thought, leadership would just happen. It doesn't happen. So when you guys start signing up coaches, you need to empower them right away. Right off the bat, having them help you. Sending a task like, hey girl, I'm going to be out of our challenge group this weekend. Do you mind taking over? Or hey, do you mind watching the team page? I'm going to be out tonight. Empower others to do what you're doing because duplication won't happen if you don't let it happen. Another mistake I have made was when I was sharing my journey, I wasn't attaching an emotion to it. When you make a post, I told Sammy this the other day, you want to attach an emotion to it. If I make a post about me having a bad day, it doesn't matter. It's going to fall upon deaf ears unless I sit there and I tell people, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired and, I'm going to put an end to this funk I'm in. Have something that others can relate to because that's literally going to be the game changer for you. When I talk about my struggle with PCOS, I tell people I felt hopeless. I felt defeated. Those words resonate with others. People are like, wow, how does she know how I feel? And people don't have to relate 100% in order to relate to you. Just be relatable in general. Okay. Sorry, I'm going on tangents. Another one is not following up timely. So I remember when I first started, I'm busy. So I was like, the sneak peek ended, but I don't have time to follow up. Let's be real. If we're sitting there watching Netflix, you have 5 minutes to follow up with people, okay? It doesn't take a long time. Just checking in with people. It doesn't need to be a legit follow-up saying, hey, did you check out the group? It could be, hey, girl, how are you doing? How did your weekend go? Happy Monday, how are you doing? It can be anything. Just have that presence in that person's inbox and on their page. So I go on my prospects page and I like things. I comment like it's my job because let's be real, it is. It's our job to build relationships, not just find people to buy products, okay? It's our job to build relationships. And with going with that, Sammy even said, if you aren't on your fitness journey, how can you share with others? And I remember when I was going through my hard times with autoimmune and everything, my camera just got really fuzzy. Is that better now? Yeah? Okay. So I remember I wasn't able to work out, and I let that keep me in the dumps. Instead, I could have focused, on my nutrition, but I did, but I find that I wasn't doing enough. And so when I recommit and I did a program full out, that's when people can relate because they see, wow, she's doing this with me. My challengers know I'm there with them. I have my bad days and I have my good days, So just be vulnerable with people. I think that's the hardest part about being a coach is being vulnerable, and it's key to your success. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Time management and being consistent with your power hour. Do you guys ever have issues with that? Consistency is hard, right? It's hard to be consistent, but it's up to us in this business. No one's going to build it for us. No one's going to tell us what to do. It's up to us, okay? So when I realized that, I realized, I had to put my big girl pants on and just get out there. I have an alarm that goes off on my phone that says power hour, get your shit done. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's what it says. Because that's my time. I don't have time to waste. Sammy knows, I literally barely watch TV because I don't have time with schoolwork. Because I know I already committed to school, and so many people have actually said to me, well, is school your backup plan for when Beachbody fails? Like, people have said that to my face. And I say, oh no, that's funny. School's my main priority because I'd rather have a degree first. And that's just something I'm passionate about. I've always wanted, graduate. So I always tell people, I have no time to waste. And when I do waste time, I'm stressed out. So I want you guys to practice time management. It will help. So I know Sammy and I talked about it last night. We're going to hold each other accountable for making a schedule and sticking to it. So if any of you guys want us to hold you accountable with that, we would love to. I love writing things like on pen and paper. I'm just like a school supply junkie. But I find if I don't have it in my phone, I'm not going to, stay accountable to it. So I'm going to add it to my phone and I'm going to stay accountable, and I want you guys to join us. Huge thing I messed up with in the past. I was like, oh, there went my power hour. I was busy. I was talking to Brian, my boyfriend, or I was doing homework. It doesn't matter. I have an allotted amount of time. And for me, I work well in short increments of time. I can't be sitting at my desk all day because I'll go nuts. Take that 15-minute break in between and stick to your schedule. Doing the right behaviors. So I remember before I was like, well, I'm coaching. I don't know why I'm not succeeding fast enough. I wasn't doing the right behaviors. Scrolling on your newsfeed, liking pictures is not part of the vital behaviors, right? No, it's not. I was doing my posts and my invites via posts, but I wasn't doing personal messages. So I tell my coaches, I wasn't doing the right behaviors. You aren't doing the right behaviors and just talking to people, it's not going to work. Just sharing isn't good enough unless we are Instagram superstars, okay? Let's be real, I'm not. So I was having no conversations coming in or out. So let's be real, I was sitting on my butt like, if you guys saw Amy Silverman's call last night, I don't know if anyone did, but she said, you guys can sit there and complain, or you can stop sitting in your shit and move on. So I was like, okay, I need to stop sitting in my shit and move on, and I did that. I did just that. I was like, you know what? I need to commit to the vital behaviors. I will post, and I'll send it to Sammy to post in your team page, a daily checklist. It's like a little to-do list where you focus on 3 little things every day, and you write who you're going to follow up with and who you're waiting to hear from. So this way, just focus, on 3 to 10 people per day. That's it, you guys. It's simple. Let's think, how long would it take us to send those messages? Not long. remember, this business is simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. And that's what I thought. I hired an assistant. I was like, this is going to be great. I can go full time. Let me hire an assistant. It failed. How many people would have quit then? I know normally I would have if I wasn't doing my personal development. So instead I recommitted. I decided to start staying organized by tracking. I have my contact list right next to me for my hot prospects that I'm talking to right now. And I have a Google Drive of all my prospects and coaches and customers I've ever talked to. Stay organized with your tracking and track daily, whether it's in a notebook, a Google Drive, anything. I don't care if it's on sticky notes, as long as you guys are tracking, okay? Lastly, this is the biggest one for me. Before, when I would set a goal date and I would like tonight, I set a huge goal date by tonight, guys. You have no idea. I had a goal to hit 5-star tonight, okay? Not there. Normally I would freeze. I would abandon the goal before the deadline. I would, want to quit. Obviously I'm not going to quit in this business because it means too much to me, but I would want to. The old me would have want to quit. I would have frozen. I would have not known what to do. Instead, I'm pushing forward. I have a success partner. And you know what? That's okay. It doesn't matter if you miss a goal because you're still going to hit that goal. It's okay if the date changes. Remember, this business is just about helping people, and I have to remind myself that. It's not just about hitting goals. It's about helping people. Okay? So remember that. And don't freeze after you miss a goal. Just move the goal date because let's be real, it's not going to kill you if you miss a goal as long as you hit it in the future. Lastly, I was doing personal development tonight when I was meal prepping, and I heard a great quote, and it's about comparing yourself to others, something I struggled with my entire time as a coach until today. I'm not even kidding. I was listening to a Shaun T podcast, and he was talking, to Tanya the Machine about comparison, and she's like, I've never compared myself. I just think everyone's great. And I was like, okay. I guess I can dig that. And then later tonight, I listened to another podcast by Keith Callahan. He's a local coach. He's in the Millionaires Club. And I'm like, you know what? Clearly he knows his stuff and he has it all together. Let me listen to him. And he had a speaker on of a local yoga studio that I know of, actually. And she said, you know what? Just think about this thing. So she said, the flower blooming next to you doesn't compete with you. It just focuses on blooming themselves, right? So don't focus on what other coaches on your team are doing or someone who signed up the same day as you or maybe your success partner. As long as you're blooming and doing things, your daily behavior and working, consistently each and every day, that's all that matters. And I realized that today. I could easily sit at home and wallow, eat whatever I want, have some wine and be like, you know what, I didn't hit my goal. But that's not going to keep me moving forward. What's going to keep me moving forward is diving in tonight. I got on the call with the CEO. I'm on here with you guys, and I'm doing my power hour. Okay, so that's what I'm going to close it with. And I will open up to Sammy. Anything else you want to add?
The only thing I want to say, which I realized I didn't say, and it really does go back to personal development, because I know when I signed up, I didn't think that I could do this as a career. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, but if you act or your mindset is that you're a hobby coach, you will be a hobby coach. You have to make the decision that you are doing this. This is your career. You're changing lives. You're an entrepreneur, and that it is going to work no matter what. And then just keep moving forward. And again, don't compare yourself to others. But if you in your mindset think that you're going to be a hobby coach and that you're not going to be successful, you're not. So that's why personal development is so important. And your mindset is everything.
Very true. That's something I know I've struggled with. So I want you guys to dig deep and remember why you started. It's all up to you to be successful, not your coach. We'll help you build your business, but it's up to you, okay? So that's what I want to leave it with tonight. And I will say, if no one has any questions, does anyone have any questions? We love questions. No? Okay. Well, we will let you go tonight, and we're so glad we were able to talk to you guys. And I hope you guys are inspired or you have a takeaway from the call. And we would love to see if you guys share with us, because sometimes we don't have you guys share with us, and we don't know how beneficial these calls are for you guys. And that's all for now.